Under the bright lights of Dodger Stadium, Game 6 of the World Series unfolded like a cinematic masterpiece, every pitch, every swing, every roar from the crowd carrying the weight of baseball history. The Los Angeles Dodgers and the Toronto Blue Jays had battled fiercely through the first 5 games, each team pushing the other to the edge, and tonight would decide whether this fight would reach the ultimate Game 7, or end in blue and white celebration. The energy inside the stadium was electric long before the first pitch. Fans arrived hours early, waving towels, chanting for Shohei Ohtani, and hoping to witness another legendary performance. On the other side, the Blue Jays dugout carried quiet determination. Their young core, led by Vladimir Guerrero Jr. and Bo Bichette, had proven themselves resilient all season long, but now, on enemy turf, they were facing elimination. The first inning set the tone instantly. Yusei Kikuchi, representing Japan proudly, took the mound for the Blue Jays. Facing his countryman Ohtani was both an honor and an impossible challenge. The two exchanged subtle nods before the at-bat, a moment that felt like the meeting of two baseball worlds. The crowd hushed, knowing something special was about to happen. Ohtani fouled off a few pitches, adjusting his timing, before launching a thunderous double off the right field wall. Dodger fans erupted. It was a statement. He was locked in. Freddie Freeman followed with a smooth single to center, driving in the first run of the night. The Dodgers took a 1-0 lead, and their dugout came alive. Kikuchi clenched his jaw, resetting himself, knowing that one inning wouldn't define him. He struck out the next 2 hitters with wicked breaking balls, showing that his command wasn't gone, it just needed sharpening. When the Blue Jays came up to bat, they wasted no time answering back. Guerrero Jr. ripped a single into left, followed by a Bichette double that put runners on second and third. Then came Justin Turner, the veteran who had spent years in Dodger blue before moving north. The irony wasn't lost on anyone, Turner facing his old team in the World Series. He slapped a line drive past third base, tying the game 1-1. Dodger fans clapped respectfully. Turner had earned their admiration long ago. By the third inning, both teams had settled into a tense rhythm. The duel between Kikuchi and Walker Buehler was turning into a classic. Buehler's fastball had late life, cutting through the strike zone with precision. Kikuchi countered with deceptive off-speed pitches, using his curve and slider to disrupt timing. Every pitch felt heavier than the last, every swing more desperate. Then came the fourth inning, the turning point. Ohtani stepped in again, and this time, he didn't miss. Kikuchi tried to sneak a cutter inside, but Ohtani's lightning-fast hands turned on it instantly. The ball soared high into the night, disappearing over the right field bleachers. A home run. The crowd went wild. Ohtani rounded the bases calmly, but his eyes carried fire. This was his moment, his statement to the world. The Dodgers led 3-1. Toronto refused to crumble. In the fifth, Bichette lined a double into the gap, setting up Guerrero Jr., who demolished a hanging curveball deep into left. The ball clanged off the foul pole, a 2-run homer to tie the game once again. The Blue Jays dugout exploded in celebration, and Guerrero flexed his arms toward his teammates as if to say, "We're not done yet." By the sixth, both managers went to their bullpens. The Dodgers brought in Ryan Brazier, while the Blue Jays countered later with Jordan Romano, their closer-turned-long reliever. The tension in the air was almost unbearable. Fans could feel that one mistake, one swing, could decide the entire night. The seventh inning delivered another unforgettable sequence. With 2 outs and a runner on second, Mookie Betts worked a full count before driving a fastball deep into the gap. The crowd rose in anticipation as the ball dropped just before the wall, bringing in the go-ahead run. Betts pumped his fist as the scoreboard lit up 4-3 Dodgers. It was vintage Mookie, clutch, calm, and commanding when it mattered most. Toronto, desperate to extend their season, fought back immediately. Alejandro Kirk led off the eighth with a bloop single, followed by a walk. The Dodgers turned to Brusdar Graterol, their fireballer, whose 100-mile-per-hour sinkers can make even the best hitters look foolish. Guerrero Jr. dug in, fouling off pitch after pitch. Finally, on the seventh pitch of the at-bat, he rolled a grounder up the middle, and shortstop Gavin Lux made a diving stop, spinning to throw to second for the force. It was a game-saving play. The stadium roared with approval. Heading into the bottom of the eighth, the Dodgers had a slim 1-run lead. Ohtani came to bat once more, greeted by chants of MVP. MVP, echoing from every section. Facing Eric Swanson, Ohtani fell behind in the count 0-2, then worked his way back. On the sixth pitch, he connected again, a screaming line drive that bounced off the wall for another double. The stadium erupted in awe. 2 hits, a homer, and now another extra base hit in the same game. Freeman followed with a sacrifice fly that pushed the lead to 5-3. The Dodgers were now just 3 outs away from forcing Game 7. Dave Roberts watched closely from the dugout, every decision weighing on his mind. Should he stick with Gratterall or hand it to Evan Phillips, his closer? He chose Phillips, the man who'd been nearly untouchable all season. The ninth inning began with tension thick enough to feel. The Blue Jays sent up their power hitters, Bichette, Guerrero, and Turner, the heart of their lineup. Phillips struck out Bichette with a filthy slider. 1 down. Then Guerrero Jr. worked a walk, keeping Toronto's hopes alive. Turner followed, lining a single into right, putting runners on first and second. The crowd fell silent. Could this really turn around? Matt Chapman came up next, known for his power and clutch gene. Phillips delivered a 99 miles per hour fastball up in the zone. Chapman swung with everything he had, and connected. The ball soared to deep left center, but it hung just a little too long. James Outman tracked it perfectly, leaping at the wall to make the catch of the night. 2 outs. The fans exploded in relief and joy. Guerrero tagged up and moved to third. With 2 outs, Dalton Varsho stepped in, representing Toronto's last hope. Phillips exhaled, gripping the ball tightly. He threw a cutter that just missed for ball 1. Then another fastball, fouled back. The next pitch, a sweeping slider. Varsho swung and missed. 1 strike away. Phillips nodded, stepped back, and fired a final heater. Varsho swung through it. Strike 3. Game over. Dodger Stadium erupted like a volcano. The players rushed the field as Ohtani embraced Phillips near the mound. The scoreboard flashed 5-3, final. The Dodgers had done it, Game 7 awaited. Blue and white confetti burst into the air as fans chanted Ohtani's name. Ohtani, ever humble, tipped his cap to the fans and to Kikuchi, who watched solemnly from the dugout. Their battle had been poetic, 2 Japanese stars shaping the narrative of baseball's grandest stage. Kikuchi later smiled softly, mouthing, "See you tomorrow," a hint that his team wasn't finished yet. In the post-game interview, Ohtani spoke quietly but confidently, "This is why we play baseball. Every game, every pitch, it's about the fight, the heart, and the dream." His words resonated with millions watching around the world, especially fans in Japan, where both heroes were born. Freddie Freeman praised Ohtani's leadership, calling him the engine that drives this team. Meanwhile, Betts credited the bullpen for keeping it together when everything was on fire. For the Blue Jays, manager John Schneider remained proud, saying, "We've got one more chance. We'll be ready." Guerrero Jr. vowed that Game 7 would be a war. As the crowd slowly dispersed, the tension lingered in the air. Tomorrow would decide everything, glory or heartbreak, champions or nearly men. But for tonight, the Dodgers had given Los Angeles one more night of baseball magic. One more night of cheers echoing through Chavez Ravine. And one more chapter in the legend of Shohei Ohtani, who once again reminded the world that greatness doesn't need words, it only needs moments.